The opening and closing of this episode were filmed at the new Geek Citadel. If you actually care about this, you are far too obsessed with our show.
Arthur, it's time.
For...
It's time to defend one of the things most unfairly hated.
So what are we doing?
We're defending the movie known as Batman and Robin.
Oh.
Fuck yeah! Let's do this!
We milked that too much, didn't we?
This is why Linkara works alone. Anyway, cue intro.
Douchebag.
I am Arthur Knowledge, destined to be Grand Master of the Paladins of Hope. Along with my mentor, Ivan Galarian, we review geek classics in a strange attempt to stem the tide against the Geekron Empire in Archon Necros. Is this confusing? Sounding like a bad fanfic? Yeah, it probably is. But still, tune in for the fun ride in The Quest for Geekdom.
Hi guys, I'm Arthur Knowledge.
And I'm Ivan Galarian.
Welcome to the Quest for Geekdom. Today is a special day. We're tackling something considered horrid, foul. Some call it the greatest sin to geek kind.
And we're here to tell you that it's not nearly that bad.
Nope.
This is Batman and Robin.
Oh, I can hear you all calling for our heads now. We're defending that movie with the S&M batsuits, the horrible ice puns. The movie's so bad that a certain piece of currency in it launched another critic's career. And yes we are. Contrary to popular belief, this movie isn't that bad.
I personally love this movie as a guilty pleasure. Despite all its problems, it still has a lot of fun to watch. And frankly, I think it gets too much hate, so we're here to defend it. Call it geek heresy, but we speak the truth. Batman and Robin isn't that bad.
So power up the flame shields.
We're diving right in. Nerd rage be damned.
The first thing worth mentioning is the acting. Yes, it's terrible, but it's a wonderful kind of terrible. George Clooney Batman is pretty awful, but you can't help but watch in awe. It's like a car crash, with massive fire and explosions. The same goes for Uma Thurman as Poison Ivy. She's horrible, but just entrancing to watch and a hoot to watch as she acts like a complete Looney Tune.
And then there's the one everyone talks about, the Governator himself, Mr. Freeze. I mean, everyone says they hate him, but honestly I think you all secretly love him. He's eating all the scenery and his puns are horrible yet wonderful at the same time. Honestly, the hammy, cheesy acting is part of the charm of this movie.
Watch the numbers, Batman, for they're the harbingers of your doom. Can you feel it coming? The icy cold of space. Ah.
This ham is really good.
So is this cheese. It's very rich.
And to those of you who say the writing is terrible, well, that's kind of the point. I'll admit that the intro for Batgirl and the fact that Alfred is dying are a little sappy and stupid. But the rest? Well, it plays like the best gooder movies out there. Stupid villainous plot, over-the-top action, and ideas too stupid to exist.
It also helps that the sets and costumes are ridiculous too. I mean, Tim Burton had stylized, but then this is what happened when Burton's Batman does ecstasy and goes to a rave. They're ridiculous and over the top, but honestly, they're pretty. I mean, tell me that Ivy's lair doesn't look cool.
Hey, that's not ridiculous.
It's not.
No. This is ridiculous.
You're right. That is pretty ridiculous. Never do that again.
But perhaps the most obvious point to bring up is this fact. Yes, the movie is silly. It's silly and campy. However, that isn't necessarily a bad thing. It harkens back to the days of Adam West's Batman, yet brings new forms of camp to it associated with later action movies that appeared in the 80s and 90s. It's actually camp very well executed, something that's actually quite rare.
Admit it, you've seen bad camp. We've all seen it. Those are those movies that try to be silly but just fall flat at stupid. And you know what? The camp here is well done. From the way the choreography's done to the art design, and even in the acting, it's the kind of camp you just love to watch.
Bad camp. You need look no further than our show.
Yep. We are absolutely terrible at our ability to have fun and be campy.
We're horrible.
We suck at life.
High five.
High five!
In all seriousness, Batman and Robin is not nearly as bad as people make it out to be. It's not exactly good, but it's definitely more gooder than horrible. I think it's honestly gotten a few too many bashings, especially recently because of the mob mentality of hating it. Honestly, I think a lot of people like it as a guilty pleasure and won't admit it.
And as for the other argument that Batman has to be super serial and dark or it betrays the source material, and how dare they sin, fuck you. Batman is suited to be both gritty crime drama and super campy. Let's not forget both the Adam West Show and Brave and the Bold were both campy and silly as fuck, but people love those. Why suddenly is Batman and Robin such heresy? It's fun, enjoyable, and in a way awesome in its gooderness. Stop being so spiteful and just enjoy the damn thing.
I'm Arthur Knowledge.
And I'm Ivan Galarian.
Join us next time on the quest for geekdom.
Well done, Arthur. You passed the test.
Like a motherfucking bouse.
Motherfucking bouse indeed.
Neil.
On behalf of geeks everywhere, I dub thee, Arthur Knowledge, son of Alexander Knowledge, a paladin of hope. May you protect the win and pwn the haters, so long as your HP is up.
It's an honor, Ivan. Now let's party! Good God, those two are such dorks. It keeps getting stuck.